significance of today as we commemorate, really celebrate, the 175th anniversary of Elder Orson Hyde, 1841, coming here to Jerusalem to go up to the Mount of Olives and basically declare that it's time for the Jewish people to return to their homeland.
Our Jewish friends have responded to that prayer as warmly and as readily as we have. And that's what we've tried to celebrate here for a minute in this beautiful, beautiful olive garden.
This is one of the greatest days in my life. I had a thought about expanding the relationship, keep it going, but I never dreamt that it would turn into the kind of day that it was.
In 1958, the National Geographic magazine featured an article about the nation of Israel and the state of Utah in the United States. It was called Geographic Twins: A World Apart. It explored the amazing similarities and parallels between the land of Israel and the state of Utah. But what about the inhabitants of those two lands, the Mormons and the Jews? What do these two peoples, these two cultures, have in common? Could they be related? And what would that mean to each of them? In the first book of the Torah, we're told that the prophet Jacob had 12 sons who fathered the 12 tribes of Israel. Those known today as Jews are primarily descendants of one tribe, the tribe of Judah. But what about the 11 other tribes? As Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel, blessed each of his sons, he said that Joseph is a fruitful bough whose branches run over a wall, indicating a separation of part of the tribe of Joseph.
The Mormons believe they are born both spiritually and literally of the tribe of Joseph, through his sons Ephraim and Manasseh.
Could the Mormons and the Jews today both be of the house of Israel? They have many amazing similarities or parallels. Each group is about 0.2% of the world's population, or about 15 million people. Yet the Jewish and the Mormon peoples are both overrepresented in achievements in science, business, education, technology, government, entertainment, and so on. Both peoples have suffered persecution as minority cultures. Both have experienced an exodus, each migrating to a promised land where they might have the freedom to worship the God of Israel in peace. Both the Holy Land and the state of Utah are desert lands with parallel geographical features. In each location, there is a Jordan River that flows from a freshwater lake into a dead salt sea. In each land, the practice of irrigation has caused the desert to blossom like a rose, and arid wastelands have become green fields and fertile valleys. There are also parallels in matters of faith. At the religious center of each land, there is a temple square, a sacred space where the faithful gather to worship. In both cultures, those attending temples may be seen carrying bags of ceremonial clothing required for services. Both Mormons and Jews practice a ritual cleansing or immersion as a means of purification or washing away sins to approach more closely to God. In each culture, young boys study their religious texts and prepare for a symbolic entry into manhood at about the age of 12 or 13. And both Jews and Mormons have large and important women's organizations, the Hadassah and the Relief Society. Centuries ago, when Joseph was second only to the Pharaoh in Egypt, during a time of famine, he was able to provide life-saving food and grain to Judah and his other brothers. Is it possible that in these latter days, when a famine of spiritual food has been prophesied, that Joseph may once again have something to offer to Judah and all Israel? In 1977, the modern nation of Israel recognized and welcomed to their promised land
a group of fellow Israelites believed by some to be of the tribe of Dan,
who lived in Ethiopia for thousands of years and who had been lost to the knowledge of other Jews. Is it possible that others of the house of Israel, the Mormons, have also been lost to their Jewish kindred, and that in the sifting process among the nations, Their kinship with the Jews and their identity as a chosen people had been forgotten.
And I think that because we have a similarity with the Latter-day Saints and the Mormon religion, we can join our forces, and we're very happy to do it.
If Humphrey Bogart were here, he would say, this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship. And I'm confident it is not only going to be a beautiful friendship, it will be a very productive friendship for both groups, but also for the world.
Is it possible that perhaps together the peoples of Judah and Joseph today might now have something to offer a fallen world? Let's find out.
In the exciting new documentary, Kinship, Jews and Mormons, Their Gifts to Humanity.